Chamber Member Spotlight Podcast. My name is Chris Duenas, and I am your host, standing in for President Catherine Castro. And today we have a treat for our Chamber members. It's our very own Siska Hutapea, President of Cornerstone Valuations, as our podcast guest. Siska, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, and have a day, everyone. Thank you for having me, Chris.
Yes, thank you. And we're looking forward to this episode because I think for a lot of people, they know you as the real estate lady, or maybe some other moniker, but I think they just know you as the professional that knows the most about what's happening in the real estate industry. So Siska, before we get on to our main set of questions today, I do want to ask you to share something with our chamber members and our listeners, something about you that most people don't know.
Okay, so like you said, I'm probably the resident expert on real estate on Guam because my company collect databases since '99 on every single transactions in Guam. But the past month, I had a wonderful visit to Huatapea and Cosray. And now I'm happy to share that I also know every market transaction in Huatapea since 1999. So my skill set of researching is transferable to other islands in this part of Micronesia. So I was really excited to go there because I've always wanted to go to Nan Madol. I'm a structural engineer, and that's like it's everything that I dream of and then some. So I had a really wonderful time there. But I do know now all the market transaction in Huatapea. So yeah.
Okay, so you're the expert for Guam real estate and the expert for Huatapea real estate. That's good to know.
For now.
Yeah. Okay, so Siska, your company is Cornerstone Valuation. Tell our chamber listeners, how did you get started? When did you get started? What inspired you to establish your business?
Sure. Yes. So I moved to Guam. I actually visited Guam the first time on my honeymoon in '98 August with my late husband Edward, and we went to Bali and then Guam to check out whether or not we're gonna like Guam. I got an offer to join a company here on Guam when I was attending a conference in Singapore, and so. We check out Guam, and of course, on honeymoon, everything is beautiful, right? So like, yay, we're gonna move to Guam, and Guam is beautiful, So we decided to move, and I've worked and became a partner. I earned my professional designation, and I became a partner in 2007. And in around 2012, April, I established the company. And I did my business plan, and I would suggest everyone who wants to open a company to have a business plan. Not only, so that because I'm an engineer, and unlike you, I don't really know there's such a thing called like cash flow, right? Profit and loss, I could see that linear, right? I know from the beginning that I will make, the net operating income, positive net operating income on my business. But there's also a challenge of cash flow because your income won't come. Your expenses is constant.
Right.
Your income will come, 60 days later after you finish a job and things like that. So doing the business plan, I would suggest for everyone who wants to start a business to do a business plan. There's a lot of resources. The SBDC is here, SBA is here. Open your business plan. But at the core of it, in addition to the business plan, is what do I want to achieve with this company, right? I want it to. I have a motto, the Cornerstone Valuation. We have a motto.
Sorry, Siska, I wanted to pause there because
Sure.
do want you said it was from '98 to about 2012 that you were
Working.
with someone else.
Yes.
And then
And then,
and I know that, and I actually counted this. I think you have like 12 letters in your name, but you have 27 letters in work. So you have more than double
112 right now. Just
more
kidding.
than double the number of letters in your designations.
Yes,
in
yes.
your name. So you accumulated these professional designations over the course of those 12 years.
No, just actually. So by education, I was a structural engineer, and then I have a master's degree in real estate.
Okay.
But I accumulated my first professional designation at the time, which is the MAI. It's the highest designation for commercial real estate appraiser in Chicago. So I only have one designation at the time.
Okay.
But I've always been big on education.
Okay.
And I don't want to grow to be like just an appraiser that sits in the corner and not knowing what's going
Right.
on in the global world of valuation. So I've always so right now I have 6 designation, 6 global designation, and I always wanted to be the best in what I do, because and that's kind of where I'm going with the motto. The motto of the slogan of my company is "We Value." It's not only what I do, doing valuation of real estate,
Yeah.
but we value our employee. I have it's a small company, but I do have 401k. I provide health insurance, and it's not easy to be able to do this. But I think if retirement is important for me, it's important too for my staff.
Right.
And so I strive to do that. And we pay for their education. My company have generated 5 licensed and commercial real estate appraiser in Guam.
So, Siska, you mentioned you have a team of 5 professionals, but how big is your team altogether?
Just me and the 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no admin staff or any of those kinds of. Is everybody their own admin staff?
Yeah. Well, I did have an admin staff,
Okay.
but we just had a change,
Yeah.
and I wanted to pause a little bit in like really what I need as far as admin staff.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So with your your team of appraisers, how would they describe your leadership style?
Ooh, that's a good question. So in every single Monday morning, we do have a Monday morning meeting. And on that Monday morning meeting, of course, the main goal is to know what everyone priority is that week. So we schedule our week. But also, we dissect a book. We choose a book. And each week, each team member will lead the conversation.
Okay.
But everybody has to like share what
Contribute.
what they think about that topic. So this week we're on the Necessary Endings by Dr. Henry Cloud. We did Atomic Habits.
Right.
We did all the great books there is, because I think for the company to be good, each individual must grow. You cannot not grow. And I think I hire based on character, because skill you could teach, but
Right.
character, it's you can grow still, but especially for valuation, there's not like a school of real estate here in Guam, and so I have to teach all
So
of my
you're
stuff.
you're constantly mentoring
Yes.
these guys. So
Yes.
I'm sure they appreciate the mentorship
Yes.
hands-on with, and knowing that they're working with one
Yes.
person that knows the most.
Yes. What I'm thinking I should do more is delegate ruthlessly.
Yeah.
Is kind of what I've been the theme of my leadership the past 2-3 years. But it's kind of hard when you build something and your name is associated with it. The letting go part is kind of hard, but I'm learning. We all can grow.
Well, it also allows you to spend more time in the sky, because every other post I see from you is from a different city around the world.
I do love traveling.
Okay, so Siska, maybe pivoting more directly into Guam, and for our chamber listeners, what unique opportunities or challenges do you think businesses in Guam specifically face compared to, for example, other regions in Hawaii or the States?
Yes. So I don't know. I think it's not that unique, but I was just talking to Joe Roberto yesterday at the soccer field. I was there with my daughter, and like he was complaining about how hard it is to get a permit and this and that and this, and Yes, it is hard, and we do want to make it better. But I think that's kind of a unique advantage of being local because you're here
Yeah.
and you have no choice but to work through it in a way. So I think the barrier entry, what I'm trying to say is the barrier entry to Guam for competition is not that open. So that's our unique advantage as local. But it's also definitely a challenge. You know, I shared with our good friend Tay that it took Siska Hutapea 6 months to just get a building permit for a single family dwelling simple house. And if it took Siska Hutapea 6 months, she knows a lot of people.
Right.
Then you know what's the chance of other people?
Yeah.
Or maybe I have a special treatment. I don't know.
Or maybe somebody on the other side.
Yeah. So I think permitting is a challenge. Of course, I'm also on the board of Guam Economic Development Authority, and we recognize that because you know it's hard to promote invest in Guam when you know it's really hard. The permitting is challenging and whatnot. So we need to make it better, I guess. Yeah,
Okay.
on that side. Um,
Okay. Well, I'm sure most of our chamber listeners can kind of
Relate,
appreciate,
yeah,
and
yeah.
relate, because I think people a lot of times it sounds like from at least from what I hear when people talk about starting a business, the hardest part is actually starting it.
Yes.
Sometimes that's even harder than getting the funding.
Yes, yes,
The
yes,
permits.
yes.
Okay, so Cornerstone's been around for about 10, 11 years.
Yep.
Things are moving along. There's a lot of work, I'm sure, for you. What's next for you, for the business? Any exciting projects or changes that you see?
Yeah, so partly, one part is, as a matter of fact, next week I am visiting Yap because of my experience in Huatapea and Kosrae. I got an offer to do another assignment, this time in Yap, and so I'm excited about that. We're expanding to Micronesia, and then
Now, are
and
you guys, other than Guam and Yap, have you done work, for example,
Saipan and
CNMI?
Palau, yes.
Palau, okay.
Saipan and Palau. So we have a business license too in Saipan, CNMI, and Palau. And so that's really exciting. But the other thing that I wanted to, and I think as a business owner, you always have to look at your company once in a while and like look at, hey, is this process good? Is there something that I can do more about the process to make it more efficient?
Yeah.
Because when we're more efficient, my staff will get more money. I will be happier. I will spend less time because I do spend a lot of time in the company, and I have 5 children, and I wanted to spend more time watching their volleyball game and whatnot,
Right.
and which I do because really the reason why I work is for my children, and if I don't spend time with the children, then what's the use of working, right? And so so I am looking at the process review at my company and see what I can do to make it more efficient, to elevate it.
Do you ever see yourself kind of like trying to step out of that CEO role and more to like just a directorship and maybe elevating someone? Or bring
Yes,
someone
definitely that's the plan, and I've been grooming it. I need to more what should I say, gung ho about it, I guess, eventually, because my youngest is in 4 years she's gonna go to college.
Yeah.
But I do love what I do, and so I don't think I will ever retire because I love I love what I do.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about it, and it's always something new, and so I don't think I'll ever retire, but I do need to go and move to the succession, and life is like that, business is like that, it has a cycle. Just because you get it right, it's not gonna go right because things outside will change, so you have to adapt to the change. And yeah, it's just kind of like life. You can't just stay in your comfort zone. That's not where growth is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that, Siska. As we start to wind down the podcast, You mentioned earlier Necessary Endings. That's Henry Cloud, and Atomic Habits. I think that's James Clear.
James Clear, yeah.
Yeah, so
I
those
know
are
you
two
love
books.
reading too, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So, any other books or podcasts or resources that you want to share with our chamber members that you think has been very helpful for you in your journey?
Yeah, I kind of, yes, I will, but I kind of want to say too, like in Guam or everywhere else in the world, I guess, you gotta surround yourself with good friends. You know,
So, what was
you're
the
you're one of my good friend. I make you my good friend. I just invited you to my birthday party.
Yeah, they say that you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with,
And
right?
that's so true.
yeah.
Yeah. And I have a lot of good friends, and it's easy for me to, like, if I have if I say have like a question about tire, I could call Craig Wait and he'll know the answer.
Yeah.
If I have problem about generator, if I have problem all kinds of aspect of life,
Yeah.
I have a lot of people on my fingertip that would just share with me, and I'm lucky that way. And I think you do need to that's like your best support, and this island enables you to do that.
Yeah.
It's so easy to make friends in this island, and I would suggest that people join like Chamber of Commerce, join like Seroptimus Rotary Club. You're president of them, and just like make friends.
Yeah.
It's just good for the soul, good for your business, and just good in general.
Well, I think that's a good way to kind of wrap this all up, because I was about to ask you what advice you would give to your younger self, but it sounds like your short answer is establish that network.
That's one. But I also want to share. I asked my kids, because you told me you're gonna ask me what advice to your younger self would you give, Siska. So I asked my kids, and my daughter Grace, she's a junior at USC. She told me, "Mom, you always tell me that you don't have regrets in life," and I didn't. And she said, "That's a privilege, Mom, to be able to say that you don't have regrets in life." So if I can say something to my younger self, because here's the deal: regret is regret is like you wish you make a different decision than you already did.
Right.
That's what regret is, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when I make decision, that's all the information that I had at the time, and that's why I make that decision. And if I have no regret, because if it's good, then it's wonderful. I'm enjoying it.
Right.
And if it's bad, then I learn from it. It's an experience, so it's okay. No regret, not even one letter. If you know the movie, We're the Millers. But yeah, my daughter said, I would tell younger Siska to keep it going. Like,
Okay.
just keep doing it.
So there you have it, chamber members, our very own Siska Hutapea. Thank you so much, Siska, for joining us and sharing your journey with our
It's
chamber
always fun
listeners.
to sit with you, Chris.
All right, thank you so much. By the way, Siska, if our members want to get a hold of you, what's the best way to reach Siska?
Google Siska Guam.
Okay.
Just
It always
kidding.
works.
It's 671-989-9288.
Okay, so you want a phone call. That's perfect, thank you.
Alrighty.